Welcome to Review Central's UPCAT Reviewer number 6, featuring questions for the UPCAT Reading Comprehension subtest. This reviewer is intended for those who are eyeing, or are set to take, the University of the Philippines College Admission Test, or UPCAT. There are 10 questions featured on this reviewer. All questions are modeled on actual questions that appeared on previous UPCATs. Before we proceed, don't forget to subscribe to Review Central and click or press the bell button to make sure you get notified whenever we post a new reviewer or other review materials on this channel. We have a couple of quick but important notes for you in relation to the UPCAT Reading Comprehension subtest. First, the UPCAT Reading Comprehension subtest consists of questions in both English and Filipino. This must have come as a big surprise to many previous UPCAT takers, who went to take their UPCAT assuming, wrongly, that the reading comprehension subtest is all in English. The sooner that you know this, the better you can prepare for this reality. How much of the reading comprehension subtest is in English and how much is in Filipino? It varies from UPCAT to UPCAT, but in most cases it can be an even 50-50. For the purpose of this reviewer, we assume an even 50-50 ratio. Second, in consideration of the non-Tagalog speakers who are watching this reviewer video, we are presenting in English the answers and explanations, giving translations as and when appropriate. Now let's begin. In the UPCAT Reading Comprehension subtest, you will be reading selections in silence. The selections can be in the form of excerpts or passages from books, magazines, journals, speeches, poetries. They may also be in the form of infographics, charts and graphs, comic strips, and so on. You have to read the selections as fast as you can, so you must train yourself to read and comprehend long selections quickly. For this reviewer, we are going to read the selection for you. You may read along. This is selection number 1. After reading the selection to you, you will be given a series of questions, together with their corresponding answer choices. You may pause the video and backtrack to this slide should you need to refer back to the selection. We have also provided time links or bookmarks in the description, for you to quickly navigate back and forth between the selection and the questions.
Julia Morgan was born in 1872 and grew up in Oakland, California. At a time when it was uncommon for women to pursue higher education and full-time careers, she became one of the most successful and well-known architects in the United States. As a child and teenager, Morgan spent most of her time in California, but she also made several trips to New York to visit her extended family. She became close with an older cousin and her cousin's husband, Pierre Lebrun, who was an architect in New York City. Sensing Morgan's fascination with engineering and design, Lebrun and his wife encouraged Morgan to continue her education. While most young women her age were planning large parties to celebrate their entrance into society, Morgan asked her parents if she could attend college instead. Impressed with their daughter's ambition, they agreed, and Morgan enrolled at the University of California in Berkeley to study civil engineering. Morgan was the only woman in her engineering program, and she excelled in her classes. She dreamed of a career in architecture and decided to apply to the Paris School of Fine Arts to continue her studies. Though it took her several years to gain acceptance to this competitive school, she never stopped trying. She was eventually admitted and quickly became successful at the institution. In fact, she graduated with her architecture degree in 3 years instead of the usual 5. Morgan then returned home to California and began her career as an architect in a large design firm. Among her many well-known clients was newspaper publisher William Randolph Hearst. He hired Morgan to design several buildings, including his largest estate, Hearst Castle. During these years, Morgan developed her signature architectural style. She designed buildings using a variety of historic techniques while ensuring that they remained true to their Californian roots. She loved using redwood from Northern California and incorporating local pottery and ceramics into her designs. Working for Hearst helped Morgan make a name for herself, and she soon had enough clients to open her own architectural practice. Her services were in high demand following the San Francisco earthquake of 1906. Thanks to her training as an engineer, Morgan understood how to construct buildings that could resist forceful movement in the event of another earthquake. She provided her services to many wealthy clients during these years. But the projects dearest to Morgan's heart were those that promoted the education of women. She designed a series of buildings for the YWCA, an organization that provided classes and gathering spaces for young women. She also oversaw the master plan of Mills College, a women's college outside of her hometown of Oakland, and contributed 6 buildings to its campus.
Questions 1 to 5 are based on the above selection. Question number 1. Which sentence best states the main idea of the text? A. Although it was unusual for the time, Julia Morgan attended a university and then became a successful architect. B. Julia Morgan began her career in a large design firm and had many well-known clients. C. Julia Morgan's early journeys to New York and Paris helped her develop a lifelong love of travel. D. Through her work with the YWCA, Julia Morgan showed her commitment to the education of young women. The correct answer is A. The main idea of the text is about Julia Morgan, a woman, who attended university and became a successful architect, which was unusual for the time. Question number 2. Why does the author write, in fact, she graduated with her architecture degree in 3 years instead of the usual 5 in paragraph 3? A. To give an example of how quickly Morgan could design buildings. B. To help explain why people wanted to hire Morgan as an architect. C. To support the statement that Morgan was a strong student. D. To help illustrate Morgan's desire to return to California. The correct answer is C. Morgan graduating with her architecture degree in 3 years instead of the usual 5 shows that she was a very driven and a strong-willed woman. That's the reason why the author wrote, in fact, she graduated with her architecture degree in 3 years instead of the usual 5 in paragraph 3. Question number 3. What does the word, they, refer to in paragraph 4? A. Years. B. Buildings. C. Techniques. D. Routes. The correct answer is B. They, in paragraph 4, refers to buildings, as evident in the sentence. She designed buildings using a variety of historic techniques while ensuring that they remained true to their Californian roots. The bulk of the 4th paragraph, from the 3rd sentence until the end, is also all about buildings. Question number 4. What phrase is closest in meaning to make a name for herself in paragraph 5? A. Grow closer to her family. B. Focus on her strengths. C. Explore new interests. D. Become well known. The correct answer is D. Make a name for oneself is an idiomatic expression which means to be recognized or become well known. Question number 5. Why does the author begin paragraph 6 with the word but? A. To build suspense around an important moment in Morgan's career. B. To show how people's views of Morgan's work have changed over time. C. To contrast 2 areas of Morgan's architectural work. D. To introduce an unexpected effect of one of Morgan's projects. The correct answer is C. The author began paragraph 6 with but. To contrast 2 areas of Morgan's architectural work, those for her wealthy clients, and those that promoted education for women. This is selection number 2. This is a comic strip from a major broadsheet. You may take some time to read the comic strip. Questions 6 to 10 are based on the above selection. Question number 6.
Ang paksa ng comics ay ukol sa A. Paglalaro ng online games, B. Paggamit ng mga social networking sites, C. Kaalwanan ng gawain gamit ang internet, D. Pamimili online.
The correct answer is C.
Kaalwanan ng gawain gamit ang internet.
Translates to ease of work using the internet. The comic strip discusses the various different convenient ways the internet is now used in lieu of how things were done traditionally.
Kaalwanan,
Comes from,
maalwan,
which means relaxed, easy, or comfortable. Question number 7.
masasabing ang pangyayari ay naganap sa A. Paaralan, B. Pamilihan, C. Isang bahay, D. Gitna ng kalsada.
The correct answer is C.
Pamilihan,
Is marketplace.
paaralan,
Is school.
gitna ng kalsada,
Means in the middle of the road.
isang bahay.
Means a house. From the comic strip, it is clear that one of the characters is seated behind a desk in front of a computer, while the other characters are drinking, presumably liquor, behind him. Some characters are also obviously wearing sando shirts. This must be inside a house or at least indoors. Question number 8.
Ayon sa comics, ang lahat ng gawain ay A. Napapahirap at nagiging komplikado, B. Naiba at nawawalan ng katapatan, C. Nagpapalayo ng damdamin ng mga tao, D. Napapadali ngunit wala ng pisikal na interaksyon.
The correct answer is D.
Ayon sa comics, ang lahat ng gawain ay napapadali gamit ang internet, ngunit wala ng pisikal na interaksyon ng mga tao.
According to the comic strip, all activities become more convenient with the internet, but the physical interaction among people is gone. Question number 9.
Ang mga karakter sa comics ay mahihinuhang A. Nagsusuri ukol sa tulong ng internet sa tao, B. Namamangha sa gamit ng internet, C. Nanghihinayang sa pisikal na interaksyon sa tao, D. Naiinis sa naibibigay ng internet sa lipunan.
The correct answer is A.
Mahihinuhang.
In English means, can be inferred as. Answer choice B uses the word,
Namamangha.
which implies that they are amazed with the internet, which is not apparent in the comic strip dialogue. Answer choice C uses the word,
Nanghihinayang.
which implies that there's a feeling of resentment or regret due to the loss of physical interaction among people, as a direct result of people's growing dependent on the internet. This is also not apparent in the comic strip discussion. Although the lessening physical interaction was mentioned and cited as a possible disadvantage, several advantages were also mentioned. In answer choice D, the word
Naiinis.
is used, which implies annoyance. Also not the case. The characters in the comic strip are simply discussing and examining how the internet is helpful. This matches the word
Nagsusuri.
examining, exploring, in answer choice A. Question number 10.
Ang mga karakter sa comics ay A. Nagsasagutan, B. Nanlilibak, C. Nagtatalakayan, D. Nagtatanungan.
The correct answer is C.
Nagsasagutan,
Is usually interpreted and translated as arguing.
nanlilibak,
Means criticizing or mocking.
nagtatanungan,
Means asking questions from each other.
nagtatalakayan.
Means discussing. You have just completed UPCAT Reviewer number 6, which featured questions for the UPCAT Reading Comprehension subtest. If you wish to watch more UPCAT reviewers for the UPCAT Reading Comprehension subtest, check out our UPCAT Reading Comprehension reviewers playlist. Check out also our other UPCAT playlists for other reviewer topics. If you haven't done so yet, please don't forget to subscribe to Review Central, and click or press the bell button to make sure you get notified whenever we post a new reviewer or other review materials on this channel. Please like if you find this video useful, and feel free to share to anyone who may also benefit from it. We wish you all the best on your forthcoming UPCAT, and we look forward to your exciting days as an ISCO or ISCA. Padayon.